All right, check out our new sponsor, Greenwood Stocks. They want you to know how to be able to trade stocks and be your own boss and be free to travel the world by making passive income. We all need that passive income from stock market. What are you waiting for? Call or text 281-760-3170. If you didn't catch that, that's on your screen. Or check them out at social media, Greenwood Stocks, and catch them at Gmail, greenwoodstocktrading at Gmail, and the YouTube channel is Greenwood Stocks. Appreciate them for giving me the opportunity. Check them out. We out. All right, one of the most wealthiest men in the world. Can't say rich. Rich and wealthy are two different things. Bill Gates is getting a divorce. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Says Bill and Melinda are getting a divorce. They've been together since 1990. They've been married since 1994. So I think they've been together since the 80s. So they've been married for a while. I mean, over 20 years. Almost going on 30. Okay. It says Bill and Melinda Gates are getting a divorce after 27 years of marriage. Okay, let's talk about it. Check out the current news or music entertainment playlist. I call it current news. The announcement raised questions about the fate of their fortune. The couple helped create Giving Pledge, but much of his Microsoft money has not yet been donated. So, okay, Bill and Melinda Gates are two of the richest people in the world who reshaped philanthropy and public health with the fortune of Mr. Gates. Made as co-founder of Microsoft, said Monday that they were divorcing for decades. Mr. and Mrs. Gates have been a powerful force on the world stage. Their vast charitable contribution affording them access to highest levels of government, business, and the nonprofit sector. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, with an endowment of some of $50 billion, has been immense in influence in fields like global health, early childhood education, and has made great strides in reducing deaths caused by malaria and other infectious disease over the past year. The couple have been especially visible, regularly commenting on the worldwide fight against COVID-19 as their foundation spent more than $1 billion to combat the pandemic. Quote, after a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage, Mr. and Mrs. Gates said in a statement that was posted on Twitter. They went on to say they built a foundation that works all over the world to enable people to lead healthy, productive lives, and they continue to share a belief in the mission, but they no longer believe they can grow together as a couple in the next phase of our lives. The foundation said, statement, Mr. and Mrs. Gates, will remain co-chairs and trustees, and no changes were expected to the organization. Quote, they will continue to work together to shape and improve the foundation strategy, advocate for the foundation's issues, and set the organization overall direction, the statement said. Even so, the divorce will create new questions about the fate of Gates' fortune. Much of has not been yet donated to the Gates Foundation. Mr. Gates, 65, who co-founded Microsoft, is one of the richest people in the world, with worth an estimate of $120 billion according to Forbes. The Gates have been married for 27 years and have 3 children, 18 to 25. They're still pretty young. The Gates Foundation, quote, the Gates Foundation is the most important and influential philanthropic entity in the world today, said Rob Reich, a professor of political science at Stanford. Divorce may have huge repercussions for the foundation and for its work across the globe. With 1,600 staff members in office around the world, Gates Foundation gives roughly $5 billion each year in those areas like global public health development. Over more than 2 decades, the foundation has spent billions to push vaccines to the developing world, working with pharmaceutical executives to transform the market. Mr. and Mrs. Gates, I'm reading from the New York Times, have won great praise for their efforts, but the foundation has also received a fair share of criticism for working to protect the intellectual property rights of private companies that has come into focus now more than ever, as many national governments have pressed for open access to COVID vaccines to put an end to the pandemic. Quote, Bill and Melinda Gates helped pioneer the philanthropy in its present form, said Dave Callahan, founder of the website Inside Philanthropy. Everything has outside. A former member of a staff who worked with Gates says people in the foundation orbit were texting him, emailing one another after hearing the news, trying to figure out what had happened and what it might mean for the foundation. The consensus was that it would be fine for the time being, the former staff member said, but there were questions about what effect would be depending on how amicable the divorce is and how they work together going forward. The next time it came time to review the strategy and future plans. Whoa! Wow, obviously a difficult time, a personal change for our co-chairman. Together, they have assured me of their continued commitment to the foundation that they worked so hard to build together over the 20 years. The foundation chief executive Mark Zuzman told employees in an email on Monday he described short-term adjustment to their schedules, but both will continue to participate in meetings inside and outside of the foundation and will speak to staff directly at the upcoming annual employee meeting. There's a lot of other shit here. I don't think we need to go into this, but we could put this last paragraph. While Gates did not provide details on how they structured the finances, they are believed to have a prenuptial agreement. The Gates are the largest owner of the farmland in America and have vast investment through Cascade Investments while managing Mr. Gates' personal wealth and owns large stakes in Four Seasons hotel chains, Canadian National Railway, and Auto Nation, the country's largest chain of car dealerships. Among other companies, the family's homes and properties, including a 66,000 square foot Washington State mansion, which features amenities such as trampoline room, screen room, multi-room, library filled with rare documents and artifacts. Mr. Callahan said Gates, 56 years old, I'm guessing, could assume even more influence in the years ahead. So, glad I did read that. So they have a prenuptial agreement, depending on what it was, but he is 56. 65. They got a typo. He's 65. If that was the age, and that's what it meant. They got all the money in the world and they still not happy. I'll take that money and be happy, but he worth almost $130 billion from Seattle, Washington. His wife, Melinda Gates, from Dallas, Texas. She is 56, excuse me. Okay. Went to Duke University, got her bachelor's and bachelor's degree, or MBA. Co-chair, obviously. Okay. 3 children. Melinda Ann French was born in August 15, 1964 in Dallas, Texas. She is the second of 4 children born to Raymond Joseph French Jr., an aerospace engineer, and Elaine Anges Amerlin, a homemaker. Melinda has an older sister and 2 younger brothers. Melinda, a Catholic, attended St. Monica Catholic School, where she was the top student in her class. At 14, Melinda was introduced to Apple II by her father and school teacher, Mr. Broner, who advocated teaching in students at all girls schools computer science. It was experience she developed her interest in computer games and basic programming language. Melinda graduated valedictorian from Ursuline Academy of Dallas in 1982. She earned a bachelor's degree in computer science, economics from Duke University in 1986, an MBA from Duke's Fuqua School of Business. I'm sorry if I butchered that. At Duke, Melinda was a member of the Kappa Alpha Theta sorority Beta Rho chapter. So her first job was tutoring children in mathematics and computer programming. After graduation, she began marketing manager of Microsoft, being responsible for the development of multimedia products. These included cinema and some other stuff I'm not about to get to. So I'm pretty sure that's where they met at. Okay. And she is roughly 11 years, depending on when he was born, Bill Gates. 11 years younger than him, man. So, like I said before, man, not sure who it was. I do know a man happiness usually don't matter in a relationship. When your woman not happy today, the day is not going to go the way you want it to go. We all know that. Us who had that experience, but, maybe she wasn't happy, or maybe he had a mistress or whatever. Maybe he wasn't happy. Maybe she wasn't happy. I don't know. And they got to work together still. So if it was on some scoring type stuff, if she angry about it, it was because of her. Him cheating, it's going to be hard for them to work together. But it was just a split that was, both on both sides. And they, basically like, you know what? You don't do this no more. But at 56 years old, she might have something on the side, right? She's a smart woman. She can make her own money, right? At 56 years old, who going to want that old cougar coochie? Nobody. And Bill Gates just paid for a young chick. So whatever it was, if it was just they weren't getting along, 2 alphas don't go together, or 2, people that make money, and, usually opposites attract. That's why you see dude with money get a chick that's broke, because The chick would have a job, and they both busy. They can't really raise their children, do stuff they want to do. Now, obviously, he could have just stepped down and let somebody and train his understudy. He could have stepped down, trained his understudy how to do it, kind of like what Jeff Bezos was doing. But that's interesting to see actually what happened there, man. And that's their business. You know what I'm saying? That's their business, and I mean, I don't want to speculate, but they got to work with together. So if it was some situation where, it was a physical altercation, or she was doing dishes at him, or he was cheating, or whatever it was, if it was something that was going to anger them and they can't work together, then the foundation, they should be scared. They should be looking for other opportunities. But if they go to the meeting and they talking to each other and everything good, the whole thing, if she angry, she ain't happy, that's the problem. Women can't control their emotions. But if they really decide to go their different ways because, one thing wasn't working out, he has something different, and she get over it, cool. But if she get another dude, and he ain't know nothing about it, it depends on how Bill Gates is, But they both smart people. Pretty sure they kids were tremendous in school. But, yeah, man. But they said Melinda began dating Microsoft CEO in 1987 after meeting him at a trade fair in New York. 94, she married Gates. So they was together 7 years before they married. So that's 87. Not more than 7 years, my bad. Yeah, 7 years. After meeting him at a trade fair in New York, in 1994, she married Gates at a private ceremony held in Hawaii. They have 3 children, Jennifer, Phoebe, and Rory Gates. The family resides in Exodus 2.0, an earth shelter mansion overlooking the Lake Washington, Melinda, Washington. The family also owned oceanfront residence in Del Mar, California. Gates and her husband were suggested as possible vice president picks. So they got a lot going for them, man. So hopefully everything is cool. Hopefully they can make amends, but hopefully they can work together and their foundation can be stable. But just show you another reason why you shouldn't get married. After almost 30 years, you decide to break up. You might as well stay together. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out anytime you want to advertise your business on the channel, video requests, or you just want to chop it up. You can reach out anytime. We also got a Facebook group. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. But let me know what you guys think. Check the current news playlist out. But this is why you don't get married. This is why. After 30 years you spend with your life, you decide at 56 and 65 years old not to do it no more. That just don't make sense. But hey, peace.